Yo, what's up, Python? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be learning how to create 2D application using Laravel and Flutter build. So basically, the first section of the video, what we are going to be looking at is actually setting up our project. Alright, so I'm on the official Laravel documentation page. So what you want to do, go ahead and do is click on the first Laravel project. Then you're going to copy this. So once you copy this, you can go ahead and seed into where you want to create a project. So I'm going to seed into document. I'm going to seed into my YouTube. Alright. Sorry. Going to sit into my YouTube. Sorry, you can sit into anywhere you want to create your project. All right. So go ahead and paste it, and I'm going to name this project to do API. All right, click enter. Then make sure you have internet connection. So basically, that is how it's going to work. All right, so let's wait for this project to finish up. All right, so the project has been created successfully. So what you want to do is head over and sit into your project. So I'm going to sit into to do API. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to do code. This is going to open up the project in Visual Studio Code. Once that is actually opening up, I want to head over back to the documentation here. Go up and click on pages. And we're going to head over to Sanctum. So you want to set up the API. So you're going to use the Sanctum for the API. Then right under there, you're going to see where we have Composer require Sanctum. So just copy that. Head over back that we can go ahead and open up our terminal. Alright. Alright, so yeah, so what you want to do is go ahead and paste it. So this is going to install the Laravel Sanctum package for us. So yeah, let's wait for this to finish. Alright, fresh. So this has been installed, finished. So basically, go back. We are going to copy this, then paste this also. So that's going to create the publish this particular file for us. Then you can go ahead and do artisan migrate, but we're not going to do that now. You can skip that part. So what we want to do is go to your kernel.php. So what I do is I do Control P, then I search for kernel.php. Then right under below there, you can basically copy everything here, but it's already written here, so you can just comment this. And you can save that, and yep, so basically that is everything needed. So what we can do now is go ahead and run our server, php artisan serve. So once that is running, I can go ahead and open api.php. Then I can go ahead and create a basic route. So I'm going to say route get. So this will be that. Then we're going to do function. We're going to do return response. So this is going to be response of 200, and we can say message is equals to welcome to do API. All right, good. Save semicolon here. Save that, and yep, we should be ready to go. So once this is done, basically you can copy this, and you can open up your Postman. So I have my Postman opened already. I'm just going to head over here. Inside this post request, we're going to pick sorry, is a get request actually. We're going to pick /API. All right, so when you pick /API, we should send this. You see we have welcome to do API. All right, so in everything we do, make sure we have accept. So we're going to make sure this accept application JSON. All right, so once this is set already, we should run this. We are still going to get the same thing. All right, so this is set already. In the next tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to create, update, delete our to-do list. Hey, what's up, doing? So in the last tutorial, we set up our API. So in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to create our to-do controllers. So basically, we're going to create a new file. So new controller actually. So we're going to do php artisan make controller. I'm going to call this to-do controller. All right. So basically, this should have been a resource instead, but we can actually just work with a controller. So for the first one, we have a function index. We're going to go ahead and have a model. So before we do that, we need to create a model. So let's do php artisan make model. So what model are we trying to make? We're trying to make a model to do. All right, so basically that's going to create a model for us, and we are going to have a migration file. So for this migration file, what we need is basically a string. So a string. We're going to say text. We're going to need a boolean field. So we're going to say boolean, right? And I believe I can do default here. Should be 0. This should have something in it. But yeah, so this is going to be completed. Alright, good. So once this is done, before we run migration, we have to create our env file. So we're going to call this to do app. So let's get up, open up our PHP admin. So I'm going to head over and open up my PHP admin. Right, so I'm going to log in. I'm going to log in at root. So I'm using Laravel for my PHP server. I'm going to create a new file, a new database. I'm going to call it to do app. Seems like I have that already. So okay, I don't have it. So we're going to do app. Right. Yeah, enough. And this is to do app. Right. So we can just go ahead and do PHP artisan serve. Oh, sorry, not serve actually. PHP artisan migrate. Sorry. Alright, so that will migrate our data for us. Now we can now revert back. And yeah, we can go ahead and do something like to do's equals to, and now we want to have to do. So to do, they want to have latest get. So we want to order them by the time they were created. Alright, then we're going to do return response. What's the response we want to return? We want to return to do's. Also to do. You can go ahead and pass a message if you want to. So you can go ahead and pass a message and say success. Alright, then we can just go ahead and do 200 here. And yep, so we should be probably good to go. So basically, if I should copy this route, and we actually don't need to copy this route. So let me just write it by myself. So we see route get. We're going to point to do's. Alright, then we're going to pick in the to do controller. We're going to select the class. Then we're going to select the method, which is index. Alright, so basically that's everything we need. Then we can then go to our postman, then point to do's. Alright, so we send this. We have message success, then we have empty to do's because we don't have anything yet. So what I want to do is create a seeder. So I'm going to do PHP artisan make seeder. So this seeder is going to be called to do data seeder. Alright, so I'm going to put this seeder here and I'm going to call in to do. Then I'm going to do create. So what are you trying to create? We want to create a text that says learning Laravel. Then we can now have our completed. Our completed will either be in 1 or 0. So we're going to say 1. Alright, so we can save this down. Before that, now to do, we can go ahead and now do protected fillable equals to. So we want to have text, and we also want to have I want also to have completed. Alright, so once that is done now, what we can do is in our terminal we can go ahead and do PHP artisan db seed. Then we're going to select the class which is to do data seeder. That's going to seed our data for us. Now we should check it out. We go to do's. Now you see we have data here. Now in our API we can now go ahead and send this. Now you can see we have this data here. So there's practice something I want to show you. So basically what we can go ahead and do is create a resource controller. So we're going to PHP artisan make resource. So this is just going to be called to do resource. All right, so this resource is now where we're going to pass our data from. So I'm going to have an array like this. Then inside there, I'm seeing that we need ID and text are completed. So but we don't need this ID actually. We might need the ID. And basically in the future what we need is created that. So you can add, okay, let's just add the created that. We will remove the updated that. So you see what I mean. We're going to do ID. Then we're going to select this. So basically this just allows us to like return what we want to see rather than returning everything from the database. So we're going to select text. It's also going to be text. So we're going to select completed. Then this is going to be completed. We're going to do created at. Alright, so this created is going to be this created underscore at. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this. Alright, so save that. Once that is saved now, go to our to do controller. So where we have this, alright, so when we have this here, what we can do is forget our call to do resource, select a collection, or you can go ahead and paste the tools here. So the reason we are saying is a collection is because is an array of many datas. That's why. So we have an error, right? So save that and you should check our API, send. Now you can see we have what we have. The updated that is not showing now. So basically, if I want to hide the ID also, I could go ahead and hide the ID so we get what we want to return to the screen. So this database seed, I'm just going to add another data. So we'll say learning Flutter. Oh, sorry, I mistakenly open Edge. So I'm going to run the seeder again. Open up API, send. Now you can see we have that. Alright, so the last tutorial we learned about how to fetch our data and how to use resource, and we created a database seeder. So in this tutorial we're going to be saving our data to the database. So basically this is actually simple. What we are going to do is go to our to do controller. We're going to have another method called function store. It's going to be store. Then inside here we're going to pass in request. So for this request, we're going to create our request ourselves. So this Laravel is actually showing you how to write Laravel in the right way. We're going to do PHP artist and make request. We're going to call this to do request. Alright, so it's going to create a custom request for us. So I'm going to set this to true to allow validation. Then here we're going to just do text is basically required and must be a string. That is the only validation we need. And here we're going to do request. To do request. Also to do request. Then right here we're now going to do request validated. Alright, so in our API, I can just copy this and paste this here. I can set this to a post request, and I can select the store method here. If I should check that out and change this to a post request and I click send, you see we have an error that says the text field is required. So basically we can now go ahead and do text. I say hello world. Hello world. Alright, good. So you can see nothing shows. So what we can do is in our to do controller here. So it's simple to we can just do is just do save. So you can call this save data. You can say to do create. What do you want to create? You want to create text. So what is the text going to equal to? It's going to be equals to do request text. And we're going to copy that and make this completed. Alright, so completed. Then what that is, we're going to do if save. So if the data is actually saved, we're going to do return response, because if data is saved, it's going to return a true, a boolean actually. So you're going to, if boolean is true, we're going to return a response. So this is going to be message and this is going to be sources. Then we are going to have we will return the data. No, let's just do sources 201. You know what? Let's just return the data actually. Oh no. I'm looking at it. Should I return the data? Let's try and return the data. Let's say to do. So we're going to say to do equals to save data. Alright, else we can just copy all this, paste it, and we can say 422 or 500 error. You can name this error. Yep, so we can basically just name that error. So in our store method now, if I should go ahead and send this, so I have integrity connection volume completed cannot be null. I thought I added default there, so basically I just do completed equals to 0, and we can send this, and you can see it has gone through. Meaning I should go ahead and do a get request. Should be seeing it there. Good. Alright, so what I can do now is where I have this, I can go ahead and do new to do resource. So new to do resource, I'm going to pass in save data. Okay, so once that one is saved now, you can see. So why we use new to do is save data is because this is a single data that we're returning. That's why adding busy connection, we're going to use something like this. Alright, so now let's go back there and say hello world new. Or we can just set this to 1. Send this. You can see we have our data showing without the updated that. Alright, so that is all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to update our data. Alright, so in this section of the tutorial, let's go ahead and work on our update feature. So basically, we're going to create a method called this update. This method, you're going to have to do the to do request, of course. So to have to do request. Alright, then we're also going to have the to do model. So we're going to have the to do model here. Good. So the first one to do is validate. Validated. Alright, so when that is done, then we're basically just going to do update. So what we want to update is it's going to receive an array. So we want to update this. So I can just copy this. And yeah, should be good. Then we can say updated data. Alright, so basically I can save this also. I can save that and I can call this updated data. And yep, so we should be good to go. So to test this, we can go ahead and do is an API. I can just copy this and I'm going to make this post request to do's. So this to do is going to receive an ID of to do. So that's what we're going to do. So put it here, then we're going to call the update method. Alright, now let's go to our postman. So this postman I want to update the number 4. So we're going to just call this updated, and this is going to be 0. If I should go ahead and save this, we have an error that says attempt to read property ID on board. So let's take a look at what we have. So the error is basically in our to do. So let's search for it. So I'm going to do search to do controller, which is in 956. This is not supposed to be there actually. So this is supposed to be okay. You know what? Let's first try get request and see what happens. So you can see it updated. So the issue there is because we're trying to return it with this. So basically we can just add updated data here instead. Alright, then just close this. Alright. It's supposed to be 200. Okay, good. So once that is updated now, we can go back. Let's just select the 4 again. post, and let's just update this to be 1. So let's click send. You can see we have true. So okay, the updated returns true. It doesn't return the array stuff. All right, so I think that makes sense. All right, go. So basically, we're done with this to do. Next thing we want to do is delete, which is the last part. So we're going to do function. So the delete is also going to be the same thing. So we're going to call this destroy. And here we're going to just require the to do model. And we're going to do deleted. Deleted is going to be equals to do dot delete. And we can always cross check this. We can always do delete. All right, S error. So save this, and we can go to our API, and you can make this a get or post request. I'm just going to make this a get request, and exactly what we want, and it's going to be delete. All right, so now right here we're going to get request, send this. We have a method that says delete does not exist. Yeah, so it is destroyed. I called it actually. So save this. Let's go ahead and click send. I can see true, so it has been deleted. So basically, if I should try and delete this, it's a no query result for the model this. And so let's just validate everything first. So meaning at the top here, we're going to do if to do. So if to do find. So basically, if there's any to do stuff like that, so we're going to just delete it. So we're going to delete it. So let's paste that here, and let's say else, and we can just return this message, say 404. All right, so let's try this out. So send this. So we have no query result for model 4 ID. So I'm looking for a way to select the ID. All right, so initially I believe we want to do that. So I believe instead of using this route model binding here, so what we're going to do is basically just to do find this particular ID. So if the ID is available, we can basically just do to do where ID. So where that particular ID is equal to the ID, then we're going to just delete it. All right, then okay, where is equal to do? It is going to be to do. All right, and yeah, basically this should work. So let's try postman. So let's click on send. As we have 404 error. Yeah, that's because we're trying to delete what has been deleted already. All right, so now we can go back to our post, our all files, grab everything. Now basically we are done with the code. So basically we're done with create, read, update, delete. So the next tutorial we're going to be focusing on we're going to be focusing on consuming them with Flutter. So see you next time.